Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm just going to be talking about the books that I read this month. Spoiler alert, it's not that many. It's been a very draining month. I got a lot of writing done, but I did not get a lot of reading done in February. So yeah, not this month, February. I am literally like not in the headspace to be that coherent. So hopefully this makes any sense when it comes to this video. If not, I apologize. But if everything goes well, just tell me, girl, you're fine, shut up. Just be honest with me. But yeah, I'm going to start off with the first book that I read this month, which was Ja by Alexandria House. So I actually finished the Them Boys series, because obviously Audible must love me, because first of all, I didn't have to use a credit. I think I did have to use a credit for Ja. I don't think I had to use a credit for Ju. But anyway, I finished Them Boys series by Alexandria House. I absolutely rated this 4.5 stars. I love me an Alexandria House book. I feel like that's common sense now at this point. There's not much else to give information about it, but that's that. My bad, y'all. My TV just started to play like loudly. It was just on YouTube and I pressed mute. Not even mute. I paused it and it exited out. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, but yeah, rated 4.5 stars. I really like the book. Ja's good, but Set still is like #1 in my heart. So that's just how I feel about that one. Next up is Out of Body by Nia Davenport. I'll put it up here. I actually have the physical copy, but all my books were on Audible this month, so I just go ahead and put the screenshot up here just to make it cohesive. But this one actually got me back into reading, because I listened to Ja. That was only 2 hours. I was like, okay, cool. I at least have a book that I started this month. And then for like a good 2 weeks, I was not reading. I couldn't bring myself to pick up a book. And the books that I did plan on reading, I didn't get through all of them, obviously, because Ja was not on the list for February. It was not at all. I have other books that I had on my list, but I just never felt compelled to pick it up. It might be the depression. I don't know. It's probably that. But this book follows a girl and her best friend at the time. She gets tricked into switching bodies with her best friend. So now she's like, okay, my friend took my body. Why? Like, why am I in her body? Like, why are we swapped? Like, what the hell happened? And so she's going to figure out why her friend took her body, how to get it back. And along the way, there's a lot of twists and turns of just what her friend's life was like before they became friends. And it was a pretty quick read, I will say that. Pretty interesting. And that's what really got me right back into reading, because I was like, okay, this one's actually really good. Because I had it on my windowsill for like books to read for the year, and I just couldn't find myself to bring up the books that I did have. So I was like, let me just pick something shorter, because the other books I had on my list, they were a little bit longer. I needed something shorter, like nothing more than like 200 pages. So that one was that was about what? 266. That's not bad. That's not bad. But it was just a quick read, really good. The characters were interesting. The twist was interesting. Yeah, very interesting concept, because I love weird stuff like that. So like anything like supernatural, like switching bodies or ghosts, possessions, and all that kind of stuff. Like that's my jam. I rated that book 4.75 stars. If you see me looking down, it's because I have my iPad down here, and that's where I have my story graph, because I actually did rate these books, thank God. I rated them on here so I wouldn't have to not have it, per se. So then when I do like the yearly review, my ratings is actually accurate. So that's why I really did it. Next up is Shoe, which is the third story in the Them Boys series. This one was really good too. I would say this one was a little bit better than Ja, because of what Shoe contemplates in this story. I'm not gonna give it away, because I would have done it. Like, he was nice. Like, he was traumatized. But he was nicer than me. I would have done it. I'm just saying. And then the twist at the end, I was mad. I was highly mad that twist even happened, because what I wanted to happen, it didn't happen. So I'm just like, Alexandria, why did you do this to me? Because I would have been fine if Shu did what he was supposed to do. Like, I would have been fine with it. But you play with my emotions, girl. But you're lucky, because you got a 4.75 rating for me. So I can't be that mad, and she can't be that pressed because she got a good rating, a really good rating, really. But that's just my opinion on Shu. Next up, I read, well, finished, because I started it in January, and I kind of like soft DNF'd it because, y'all, 2025 has barely been here, and I have not been in the headspace to like too much. Luckily, I've been writing. Luckily, I have like the capacity to write, so maybe not that much depression, just enough depression for me to like, I can actually write and finish a book. Like, but when it came to like reading, it hasn't been the best. There's other personal stuff in there that I won't get into. But I finished Elevator Pitch by Evelyn Lee. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Either one. I think it's Evelyn Lee. Or Lay. As in like Leighton Meester. Like, you know what? Anyway, moving on. But yeah, that one, it was at first, I would say it was really good at the beginning, and then I just wasn't in like the romancy kind of mood, so I kind of stopped it because I was just like, it's good, the characters are cool, it was nothing against the book, I couldn't, my headspace just couldn't keep me reading it. Like I was just like, I'm not in it. Like I just need some like murder mystery, someone dead within like the first 20 pages, just to like just to give me something. But I finished it. It was really good. I gave it a 4.5 rating. I love me an AMBW. If you don't know, that's an Asian man, Black woman relationship couple. So that's what really compelled me. I'm like, I loved it. In the sense of just like, both of the characters had a lot of things that they were struggling with our main character. I forgot her name. Y'all, I don't remember people's names. After I read a book, it like disappears. So that's why I gotta like make a video like right as the month is over, because otherwise I will forget immediately everything. Like, luckily I have a gist of an idea of what's going on. But our main character, she's been through a lot with the previous relationship. Some PTSD, I would say, from the previous relationship. And then the guy, Gray, there we go. His name is Gray. I forgot her name. I'm not even gonna try. Gray's been through some stuff too. He was divorced, and both of them really just giving each other the grace to come to a place of where they can actually like be together. Obviously, it ends with the HEA. Otherwise, it's not a romance book. But it was really good, really good, really good. I really liked it. I think there's other ones. Obviously, it says Hapless in Love #1. I'm gonna probably read the other ones later in the year. I don't know, because y'all, I'm broke. I ain't got no money, so we're gonna read the books that I got on my bookshelf. So literally, this is exactly what I'm gonna be reading. If it's not on my bookshelf or on my Kindle, or I can't use a credit on Audible, I'm not purchasing nothing extra. I don't have the capacity to. But that's that one. And last one I read is Ace of Spades by Farida Abike Yemide. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. And I had the physical book because I got it from the library. But like I said, I was not compelled to actually pick up a book and read it. And because that book is thick as hell, I was really not in the space to pick it up and read it. So I listened to it on Audible. It took me 2 days to listen to it on Audible. 2, maybe 3, not that much. For 13 hours, that's not bad for me, especially because I listen to it mostly in the morning when getting like my cousins ready, for helping me my cousins ready to school, and then a little bit like right before I make my breakfast. So that's like roughly like an hour or so extra, something like that, like an hour, hour and a half, depending on my time. But I did go over a little bit a few days because it was good. Like, I was really trying to get through the first part. I was like, come on, let's speed it up, let's get to it. I will say, I rated it 5 stars. So I'm just gonna say this. As amazing as the book was, it was so heavy. Like, I hands down hated every single white person in that book. And as someone who, I wouldn't say I was one of the only black people at my school, but I went to a PWI. There was like less than 1% of us that graduated. If I recall correctly, I counted us black people because, you know, when we were practicing our, what is it, commencement, whatever. I don't know what the word is because I'm not trying to dig all that deep. But when we were practicing, I counted the amount of black people in the room. It was like a good maybe 10 out of a graduating class of like 400. Like, it was nobody. But I get what these characters were feeling, because the struggle is real when you're one of the only few black people, and then even then, when you're different from the black people that are there with you, and it feels like very disjointed. It's like, yeah, like there's only a few of us black people, you know, black power, we gotta stand together, and at the same time, you're so different from those black people, so then you feel like, I don't know if we truly do connect on, besides the basic thing that is that we're both black. Because with our main characters, they didn't run in the same circles. They didn't have the same friends. Our main character, yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, but yeah, our main character, our female main character, she was like the popular girl, the rich girl, the multicultural girl, because she was part Italian too, Nigerian Italian. So she ran in a different circle versus our male main character, who was a black gay man who lived in the hood. Like, that's two different, not only two different experiences, two different socioeconomic statuses, two different social groups, two different environments, all that different. It was completely different for both of them. So that's what really stood out to me, is just like, you can literally be like, because obviously being a black person is not a monolith. Like, we're all completely different. We have different backgrounds, different experiences. But this book really showcased like how different we are because literally they had different approaches to how to handle the situation. Because our female main character, she was like, let's go to the principal, let's get people involved. And old dude was like, girl, no, like, I don't feel right about this. And it's just like that sense of, some black people have a certain privilege where they feel comfortable to talk to authorities and confide in powerful white people, when other black people who have had very different experiences, who have been traumatized and abused by white people in power through different things, like, you know, their parent went to jail for something for a crime they didn't commit, or maybe a family member got shot by police or something like that. It's a completely different experience. So like, homeboy was just like, girl, I don't know if this is a good idea. I don't truly believe that we can trust these people. And she's just like, you know what, we're just gonna go to the office and I'm gonna tell them, and this is what we're gonna do. Girl, because the way it twisted, I knew that was gonna happen. Like, she was too trusting. She truly like believed that even though her friends weren't really her friends and they weren't really like looking out for each other, it was all based off like social status and forced proximity. Really, it's forced proximity. Just because you guys are both like rich and popular, that doesn't mean that you guys are automatically friends. You guys are just both rich and popular. So it's that forced proximity of the status and her comfortability to confide in people at a level that other people don't feel comfortable in confiding people like that. It was just so very interesting to read / listen to, because she was way too trusting for me. I didn't even trust her friend. I don't want to give it all away, but I didn't even trust her friend. Like, her friend was just like, he was giving me very much like, I'm gonna use you and throw you away. Like, I thought it was gonna be different for how the friend was like added into it. I thought it was gonna be more so of like him like telling the cops on her or something like that, or just it was completely different from what I thought it would be. So yeah, it was heavy. It was heavy. If you can't literally, because it like the book was described as like Get Out in Squid Game. What's it? Get Out in Squid Game? Not Squid Game. Get Out. Pretty much is just like Get Out. If you can't stomach that type of thing, you don't have to read it, because it is heavy and it's very depressing, because it's like, well, yeah, we know we can't trust every person of race, but there's some that you can confide in if you find good, wholehearted people, like I do. Like, it's possible, but it's not uncommon to run into the opposite of good, kind-hearted white people. I'm just gonna say that. But yeah, I rated it 5 stars. Really good read, really, really, really good. That's really all that I read this month. Yeah, I'm not gonna do a March TBR because I'm a mood reader, and if I do read, you're just gonna be surprised at what I read, when I read, if I read. That'll be an end of a March thing going into April, if there's anything that I will make a video on about that, because y'all, I can't stick with the list. I just can't. I am almost done with We Are the Origin. I'm almost done with it. There's still the sequel to it. I did have Children of Virtue and Vengeance. Yeah, Virtue and Vengeance. I did have that one. I did have to return it to the library too, because I just couldn't physically pick up a book. And also that book is a beast as well. So yeah, we'll see how it goes from there. If you like this video, be sure to like this video. And for those who are watching my videos, if you're not subscribed, I don't understand why. Go ahead and subscribe, because clearly you like hearing my voice if you're watching my videos. Or at least you like my recommendations. Something's drawing you to my video, whether it's my dry ass personality. Well, somebody said it was relaxed and chill, but I'm just gonna call it dry. If you're interested in my dry ass personality, if you like my recommendations, if you like what I talk about, just go ahead and subscribe, because you're gonna come back anyway. So you might as well just solidify, just like, you know, personalize your spot here right now. Just go ahead and like pop a seat, make some popcorn, and get yourself ready for the mess that is my channel. But yeah, that's it for this video. And until next time, stay magical. Bye.